How y'all doing today? Welcome to the first show of A Quick Hop into Hip Hop with your host, Comb. And I do have a guest here today. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Beck.
What do you think of those songs? I thought I like them.
Bro, I love them.
I'm a big Tyler the Creator fan. I've always loved Tyler from the get go.
Dude, I have that song, I swear, half memorized.
But I don't know if you heard, but recently, Tyler was on a little interview, and
Really?
yeah, and he called out the first song that we played. It was by a guy named Ian,
Uh-huh.
and he called him out, and he goes, "Yo, this is just boring. The music that he's making is just boring." That's all.
Yeah.
That's all he said.
Yeah.
He goes, "It's not bad, it's not good. It's just boring."
Yeah,
Right.
it's just average.
Exactly. And he claimed that Ian, which was the artist that was, that made the song, he claimed that Ian was, quote unquote, making fun of hip hop,
Interesting.
which I don't know. I feel like that's a little bit hypocritical, because comparing from you've heard of old Tyler the Creator, right?
Yes.
And you know how he first blew up was through Yonkers, and the music video for that is just him eating a roach, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's interesting to me coming from the man that took it all and everything as a joke. And in previous interviews he did state, he goes, when someone asked him what's your goal in this music thing, right?
Uh-huh.
He goes, I just want to annoy people. I just want to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
people
yeah.
mad,
Uh-huh.
right? So I was watching these these YouTube videos on it, and people are saying that Tyler finally reached unk status. And so it's funny. It's interesting, the switch coming from
Yeah.
the period that Tyler was in.
Yeah,
You know
where
what I
he's just
mean?
messing around and then now he's kind of serious about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Looking back at how Tyler blew up, who knows? Maybe this could be the next Tyler. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
Who knows?
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, look at Tyler from when he dropped Wolf. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When he dropped all those just crazy, just reckless sounds and
Completely
Yonkers.
unserious.
Exactly.
Yep.
Right. Compared to now, Igor, Flower Boy, and stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
god, bro, those are such a good song.
Dude, I loved Igor. I loved Igor. What's your favorite song off Igor?
I'm actually not sure. I'm not sure.
Dude, I loved New Magic Wand. New Magic Wand has to be that was the first song I ever heard by Tyler, actually. I remember watching the Grammy nominations, the Grammy performances.
Yeah.
And that was the song that he performed, actually,
Uh-huh.
on there. And I remember I was watching, I was like, "Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. I like this."
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know, it's weird. And again, he compared it. He was comparing it to saying that Ian is stealing flows and styles from the likes of, Future and Gunna and
Yeah, that's interesting though, cause that's kind of what music is all about, isn't it? It's
Exactly.
not really there's not really a lot of originality,
it's not, the whole point of music from the
Yeah,
get go
yeah, yeah.
is just
you get what I mean.
to
Yeah.
to pay homage to your inspirations,
Uh-huh.
right? And use that and propel yourself forward, make something new from that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But again, it's interesting because he also said something that I did want to talk about a little bit. He said that oh, Ian doesn't deserve it because he's privileged. He had access to stuff that other people might not have, right? And I don't know. People said the same thing about Billie Eilish when she was
Oh,
first
yeah,
coming
yeah,
up.
yeah.
They were saying she's an industry plant. They were saying she doesn't deserve it, even though Billie Eilish can sing.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, definitely.
She can
It doesn't
sing.
matter if you don't like her or her music, but you have to admit she can sing.
She's a really good singer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she is.
But she comes from a family of singers and
Yeah, yeah.
producers.
Uh-huh.
So does that make her an industry plant?
Not really. In my opinion, no.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, because I mean, say just because you've been doing something all your life doesn't mean that you don't deserve something. Think of it people who compete in the Olympics. Most of them, if not all of them, have been competing for the not competing necessarily, but they've been in that sport for their entire life. So,
I agree with you. I really do agree with you. It's interesting how people call her an industry plant though, because they were like, "Oh yeah, no, her mom was a musician. Her dad had connections in the music industry, and her brother is a producer, a
Yeah,
very
yeah.
well-known producer,
Yeah.
very well-off producer, and the way she blew up was through Ocean Eyes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
right? So it's it's weird. It's weird how people sort of use that, and I don't think that's considered cheating.
Yeah, I don't think so either, in my
I don't
opinion,
think it's
because I
cheating.
mean, it's just because she has talent. She had the help of her brother, but that doesn't make her an industry plant.
Mm-hmm.
Just because she had other resources that she took advantage of, doesn't make her an industry plant.
And and a lot of people were agreeing with Tyler, actually. A
Really?
lot of people were agreeing with
Really?
Tyler.
Wow.
They were saying that Ian is just lame. He's just boring,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that really did blow my mind. And one person said, like, oh yeah, everyone I know that listens to Ian
Mm-hmm.
is like under 21. Like they can't drive, right?
They can't drive is crazy.
And I was watching actually the music video for the song that we put,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not saying they're right, but it's basically him with like all these sort of like kids around him. And when I say kids, I mean, I'm not talking about like 19, 20, 21-year-olds,
they're
right?
all like middle schoolers.
I'm talking about middle schoolers,
That's crazy.
max like 14-year-olds,
Oh.
right? And they were there like freshmen, and they're like all jumping and going crazy. And he's there, and
Uh-huh.
he's hyping them up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like that's like weird.
It's just a little like maybe not weird, but it's a little, in my opinion, like not lame, but
Mm-hmm.
like it's like okay, well, you know what I mean.
Do you think he's gonna last though?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
I don't know. Because there's a lot of artists, like, especially now because of TikTok, there's a lot of artists that are like blowing up, but they don't stay like hyped up.
Mm-hmm.
They only have like a few songs that kind of blow up, or like they're strictly like TikTok songs, if that makes sense. Like on TikTok, used as an audio, it sounds good. But if you listen to the full song, it really isn't anything like great.
It really isn't. It reminds me
Yeah.
of the Steve Lacy. You remember Steve Lacy when he had the
little
concert?
bit, yeah. Oh, when
When he
yes,
had
when
the
he like threw
concert?
down the camera and people were like all pissed at him and they were like trying to cancel him and stuff and like they were like hopping off like the.
But I mean, I understand his frustration. I
No,
do.
yeah, definitely.
And I don't think he was the one that put it on TikTok. I don't think he put his song on
No,
TikTok.
no. I don't think any artist right now really like, except for like the smaller artists, really want their stuff on TikTok. Especially like if you consider Doja Cat, like she is such like a huge like.
Did she
not-
blow up off TikTok? I don't
Yes,
remember.
yeah, she did in 2020. Yeah, off of
Oh.
what was the song
Say
called?
So.
Yeah, why don't you say so? And like there was a whole dance, and I'm assuming maybe it was just her crap. I'm sorry, I'm blanking. Her management. I'm sure it was just her management that was like kind of telling her that she needed to like kind of roll with like
What she was doing, yeah.
yeah, with like the hype that was all around like Say So, and just kind of like profit off of that.
But
you
a
know?
lot of people now. Have you seen her now?
Yeah.
Dude, I think she calmed down now. I don't
Yeah,
think,
I think so, too. I think-
before like 2023 or like 2022 when she dropped Attention.
I thought that was last year.
Oh, my dates are off.
Yeah.
But
No, that was last year.
I remember she dropped that, and I remember it was just like the whole like, oh no, she sold her soul. Oh no, she did this, she did
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and I don't know. Maybe she said, she claimed, she was like, oh yeah, no, that's never happened. That wasn't. I never
Like, it's
sold
just
my soul.
Yeah, it was just
that was
character.
just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what people were saying. They were like, "No, guys, it's just her character. Like, it's just the character for like her album, right?" And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. Like, part of me is like, "Well, yeah," but then other parts is like, "Well, maybe
But
not."
a lot of people do that. Like
Yeah,
how
yeah.
Tyler, again, wrapping it back into how Tyler did it in the beginning. Well, not at the beginning, but like, in my opinion, I think Tyler was the one that sort of blew that up.
Yeah.
Was, with his albums where he had
a persona for each one.
exactly
Yeah.
right. So for Goblin, I think it was just him. I think it was just Tyler as under Goblin. For Wolf, it was Wolf Haley, right? For Cherry Bomb, I don't know the character for that one, but there is a character like on the cover.
Yeah.
He looked like a chewed up gum piece.
Yeah.
For what was after that? What was it? Flower Boy?
Uh-huh.
Flower Boy was after that, and I think that one was also just Tyler.
Yeah.
Igor was played as Igor, and that's where he really honed in on that persona.
Yeah.
And what's the last one? Call Me If You Get Lost, where he was playing Sir Baudelaire. But again, I don't know, because I mean, I never really dove that deep into Ian.
Yeah.
You know, I never really got that deep into him.
Yeah.
So it was never really like, oh, I know this. I'm going to fight for him. I know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a huge fan.
Yeah.
Honestly, that song I found out through TikTok.
Uh-huh.
Right? I found out through TikTok. But again, it's comparing that, like, is Tyler just not jealous, but is he not ready for, like, the new sort of wave that's coming in?
I think what it might be is just like, just back to like, not back to, but like, interest is subjective.
Exactly, yeah.
The way that music is interpreted is subjective. You know, it depends on, you know, who you ask. You know, if you ask, like, say you you like, you know, or do you? Yeah, you like.
Like Ian?
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right. But like, say if you ask like somebody like Tyler, he's gonna be like, it's boring.
I hate it. This and
Yeah,
that.
I hate it. It's boring.
But I don't think he's mocking. Like, it's because, like how you said, it's a TikTok song. It really was a TikTok song. Like, that beginning was a TikTok song.
Yeah.
And I remember I found out about the interview first. I didn't listen to the song first. I found out about the interview. And then I listened to the song, and I'm like, okay, I'm coming at this from, like, a fresh perspective, right? In my head, I'm thinking, okay, does this sound like Future? Does it sound like he's disrespecting hip-hop? I don't think so. If anything, it sounds like the SoundCloud wave.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it just sounds like a kid made a song in his bedroom and it blew up.
Yeah, I think so too, to be honest. Like, I don't think it was necessarily that deep where it's just like I'm making fun of it, but it's just somebody having fun and, like, you know, making music, you know? And it just so happened to blow up on TikTok.
Yeah. But all right, we're going to stop right there.
All
we have
right.
a couple topics we got to cover.
Okay.
And we'll see y'all after these commercials. And what'd you think of that? We're back.
Listen, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but I do like that song.
Drake does have some bangers, though.
No,
I
he
will
does,
admit that.
definitely.
I didn't know this, but a friend of mine, actually, a very close friend of mine named Malik. You know Malik, right?
Oh, yeah.
He loves Drake.
Really?
Right, and he's the one that told me this, and I thought it was interesting. I'm assuming you're familiar with the whole, like, you know, Drake and Kendrick and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. At this point, who doesn't?
No, but what's crazy is, you know, now I think, my opinion, Kendrick murdered Drake.
No, I think so too.
Like,
I agree.
completely.
Yeah.
But Drake dropped an album.
Uh-huh.
Like a little mini album.
Yeah.
It was 3 songs. In my opinion, I heard the first song, I turned it off. It was not good.
Yeah.
It was not good at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of people have their own opinions. I know.
Yeah, again, it's subjective.
It is.
Yeah.
A lot of people have, like, oh, I think Drake won. I think Drake lost. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think song-wise, songs.
Yeah.
Drake's a song maker. Drake
Yeah.
can make songs.
Yeah.
He can make hits.
You know, I think I was telling you about this the other day where I forgot which one you put on, but I was saying how it was kind of like a little corny. The intro was a little corny.
It's
like,
very corny.
Yeah, but like later on, like when you get more into the song, it's good. Like if the song was like that the entire time, it'd be good. It'd be great.
Drake
right?
is a song. Like
Yeah.
I consider Drake to be an artist. I will give him props for that. Song-wise, song for song, that's Drake. Drake won that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the difference is Kendrick doesn't really worry about songs.
Yeah.
He sort of focuses on, you know, bars, deliveries, all that stuff, right?
Lyricism.
Exactly. Again, you're comparing like an amateur at poetry, or like
Yeah.
you're comparing like a singer, right?
Yeah.
To like a master in poetry.
Yeah.
Who's
yeah.
gonna win? You know,
Yeah.
Like you're comparing a high school student to like Shakespeare. Who's gonna win?
Yeah. Like
you're-
somebody who won like the spelling bee.
Exactly, right? Like, and I don't know. It was just like a lot of the stuff that, you know, Drake said. It was just corny.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Very corny.
I think so too.
Like you're familiar with Baby Keem, right?
I think you were telling me about this.
Yeah, I showed him. I was gonna say I don't think you listened to him, but I did show it to you. No, Baby Keem is like Kendrick's cousin,
Okay.
right? And so one of the biggest Kendrick albums was dropped in like I think 2015.
Yeah.
No, the first album that like really put him on the spot. His biggest was in like 2015, yeah, but one of the first ones that really put him on the spot was in like 2012, I think. It was called Good Kid, Mad City. And one of the bars that Drake said is like, oh yeah, K Dot's stuff is only like good when Baby Keem puts his pin to it, like when Baby Keem writes for him, like he's his ghostwriter. Okay. And if you look back, you know what I mean, and you look at
that's what
Baby
you were on
Keem's
about.
you look at his age, dude. Baby Keem was like 12 when Good Kid, Mad City dropped, right?
Yeah.
So if you're upset that a 12-year-old
has better lyrics than you.
Exactly, you know what I mean? Like that just goes to show how amateurish your rhymes are.
Definitely.
And Kendrick didn't downplay him. Kendrick never said, "Oh yeah, you're a horrible artist."
Yeah,
you're
and
not.
from what I understand, Drake has multiple writers, doesn't he?
He does. He
Yeah.
does. He yeah, no, he does. I think a couple of them came out and actually like he's like, "Hey, I wrote for this, I wrote for that," like back in like 2017.
Yeah.
But from my understanding, I mean, Kendrick never like discredited Drake.
Yeah,
He never discredited him. He told him, guys, yeah, no, we love Drake.
Yeah.
We love the singing Drake.
Yeah.
We just don't love it when you're rapping as if like you're good because you're not
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then Drake getting his feelings hurt was like, it was like, you know what?
I gotta make a song. I gotta make a better rap song than you.
You're a poopy face.
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't go toe to toe with someone like Kendrick.
Yeah, and that's the feeling that I got from like Drake's like songs, like the response songs. That's what I got. Is like, well, you stink. It's like, okay.
It was because that's how it is. Because I mean, Kendrick really wasn't gonna do anything, right? He dropped the song, and then he just stopped, right? He was like, okay, whatever. And I mean, that's how Kendrick is. You know what I mean? He's done this before with
Yeah, it's not new to him.
It's not new. He's done this before with some people, with some projects such as Control. I know he did that one where he went after a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he credited it as, I don't hate them. I don't. But at the end of the day, like, music and hip hop is a sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you got to be competitive, and you're going to get these little like jabs between people, and that's okay because that's how it is. Right? So, I mean, Kendrick had no malice in his heart. In my opinion, the only person that really did win was J. Cole. Because he did publicly apologize for dropping a song back, which was like corny a little bit, but in my opinion, I think J. Cole just
kind of saved himself.
I think he thought that this was just for funsies.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he thought this was for real.
Yeah.
Up until when he found out, like, oh, okay, no, people are actually getting mad.
Yeah.
People are really getting mad.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this anymore, right? So he just stopped. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. People are saying, oh yeah, J. Cole's this, J. Cole's that, J. Cole's like lame for doing this. I don't think so.
I think he's just a guy, dude.
Dude, for real, I don't think.
And it might have been his production label or whatever, like
That's
just
true,
being
probably.
like, hey, you should probably like publicly apologize,
Yeah.
And it could have just not been him. Maybe that's not what he wanted to do.
I think it's more of that's not what he wanted to do.
Yeah, because I think people don't understand how strict some production labels are.
No, it's not even that. I feel like it's just Cole as a person.
Yeah,
because the
that
same
too.
thing happened with J. Cole in 2016 or 2017. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you know who Lil Pump is, right?
Yes.
He came out in like 2016 off like the
Yes.
SoundCloud rap.
Yeah.
And he made a song where he was like, yo, I hate J. Cole. J. Cole's lame. J. Cole's old. Get out of the picture, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
obviously, come on, this is like a 17-year-old kid
Yeah.
battling with like a 30-year-old man.
30-year-old man. It's
You know what I
crazy.
mean? It's not like there's no back and forth, right? So, I mean, Cole never snapped back at him. He really didn't. He was like,
Yeah.
he instead he sat down with him actually. He
Really?
he had an interview where he called him, and it wasn't anything mean, it wasn't anything rude, it wasn't none of that. They basically just sat down and had a conversation. That's what it was. They called it a conversation with Lil Pump, right?
Yeah.
Because
A little heart to heart.
yeah, exactly. A
Yeah.
little heart to heart.
A
Yeah,
little
yeah.
heart to heart.
They were sitting on like couches and they were just talking.
Yeah.
about it, right? So that's what I feel like why Cole didn't really go like, oh, I gotta snap back, I gotta do this, I gotta do that.
Yeah.
I feel like he would rather just sit down and just talk like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm
Instead
here
of
for you,
like
bro.
kind of going at each other with words like of your interpretation,
Yeah.
the way that you interpret it,
Mhm.
you know, instead of the actual. You know what I mean? Does that
Yeah,
even
I
make
know,
sense?
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But the aftermath was messy though.
Oh,
Like,
definitely,
like
definitely.
I feel like at, towards the end, it just with Drake, it just got off. It's just corny. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
his, I mean,
I feel like he could have had a better response, like with both rapping and with his like songs, like.
mhm,
But the delivery he gave was just corny.
very bad. It
Very,
was
yeah.
very bad. I did not like
He
it at all.
fumbled that.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. And his only attack toward, again, like how you said, it's like an elementary approach. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're short. You're
Yeah,
short.
you're short. Four eyes.
That's actually in the song. He goes, dude, you wear like size 7 men. You're short. You know what I mean?
Like, what does that have to
Like,
do with anything?
Exactly. You know, and it's. I just thought it was just like you're running out of things to say. And You're just saying the first thing that comes
Like you
to
don't
your
have
head.
anything valid to like be like, hey, what about this?
Yeah.
So instead you like resort to like something just superficial, you know, like shallow and being like, well, your eyebrows look weird. It's like, okay.
You know, it's I don't know. It's weird. I didn't really. But the end, you know, where it did end, and everyone knows about the whole like meet the Grams or the Groms or whatever,
Yeah.
right? Where Kendrick just laid everything down on the table.
Yeah,
everything.
that was messy.
crazy.
That was crazy. I remember listening to that like right before work. It was in the morning. The sun hadn't even like
Rose yet?
Yeah, it hadn't even risen yet, and I was just sitting there like listening, doing my makeup, right? And I was like, my jaw was dropped the entire time. I think I texted you about it. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, this is crazy.
I remember I was making music and I listened to the Drake diss.
Yes.
Right, and I was like, okay, that's kind of good, right? I can't wait for in 2 weeks to
Yeah.
see what Drake drops, right? And then like 15 minutes later, Kendrick drops.
Yeah.
Kendrick drops, right? And I was like, again, like how you said, just speechless. I was just sitting there with
Yeah.
my headphones in, just
Yeah,
speechless.
like you don't really know what to say because
'Cause
it's
this
just
was
like
it.
it's just a spew of information. Like not even information, but it's just like, you know what I mean? Like it kind of just left me like, what do you even say to that?
and it's scary because, like, dude, who could know that except for his closest
Exactly.
people, right?
Exactly.
So that's what I feel like is scary. And what's funny is that a lot of people don't know this, but like Drake did respond.
Yeah.
Drake responded, and it was even more cornier than the first,
Yeah.
right? And he was like, "We fed you fake information. That was not real."
Dude, I remember that and I was like, okay, well,
Man, if I was really charged with all those stuff, I would have been arrested. I don't know.
see, that's not how it exactly
think,
works.
But and then towards after that, where Kendrick dropped "Not Like Us," and it's just basically him. Genuinely, I think it's just him dancing on like Drake's like body, basically. like he knocked him out.
Like, yeah.
He just dancing.
Not even
on
not
his
even
body.
kicking him while he's down, just like
It's just
straight
dancing.
dancing.
It's
yeah.
just adding salt
Yeah.
to the wound at this point.
Yeah.
Right. But we do have a couple other topics for this.
Okay.
And you guys stay tuned. We do have a couple commercials. You guys stay tuned, and we will be right back. That was Megatron by Nicki Minaj. Dude, I love Nicki Minaj.
I love her too.
But going back to the topic before, this is gonna annoy Malik, but this is gonna get him upset. But no, he might actually like this. Steph Curry came out publicly and he was like, "Yo, I feel like Not Like Us is overplayed," dude. And I agree. It is so overplayed.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about the whole Kendrick thing first, so people are like, okay, people don't get like mad.
Yeah.
But Not Like Us is overplayed. It's so overplayed. Like I heard it the day that it dropped. I remember I was in the bathroom and I was like washing my hands, and I got a notification on my phone, and I listened to it right then and there. I'm thinking it's gonna be something even like crazy, like how like the other one was.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah.
Again, it was like how we described it before, just Kendrick just dancing on Drake's body, right? But it's just overplayed. It's so overplayed. Oh my God. It's like everywhere you go, TikTok, everywhere, just overplayed.
Yeah.
It just got annoying.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying, like, that's the song of the year.
Oh, well,
But
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I feel like low key. Afterwards, Kendrick did drop another song that had like a little similar vibe.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yo, is it like a stunt, dude?
Like a PR stunt?
Yeah. If it was a PR stunt, I feel like that would be crazy because that's
That
like
would be, yeah, because it drew a lot of attention to both of them.
you have the whole world looking at you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, if that's like the sort of style that you're trying to go in with your album or with your project. Dude, that would be perfect.
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Like, I mean, it worked, if it was.
It would be amazing. Right? But I can't remember what the other song was called. It was like, reincarnated.
I don't remember.
I don't remember the song's name. But, yeah, no, it's like everywhere I go, though, I see it. Like, I know, like, LeBron was singing it. Shouts out LeBron. I don't know how... Like, he's so up to date with everything. Like, I feel like he's just so up to date with, like, everything that's been going on, even though that's not really, like, his thing. He plays basketball, but he's, like, so invested in the hip-hop. It's, like, the hip-hop scene is crazy.
Yeah.
Right? So I find that interesting, though, low-key. But... I was seeing these memes about it, and people were like, when Adonis, which is like Drake's son, right?
Yeah.
It was like when Drake grounds Adonis, and like he goes to his room, he's playing Not Like a.
Yeah. No, I love those.
No, and to add even more salt to like injury, right? Or salt to the wound, whatever the saying is, right?
Yes.
Kanye and Drake had beef for a while.
Yeah.
You know that one song, Poop-de Scoop-de Whoop.
Yes. Yes.
Actually, like, I don't remember who made that beat. I can't remember, but Drake wanted that beat so bad. And at the time, Drake and Kanye were, like, beefing.
Yeah.
So Kanye paid double for it and bought it.
Oh.
And he just, spit that all over the beat and then released it. That's the behind the song.
I think I'd quit music, to be
For
honest.
real. Dude, that's so petty because now you can never use it.
Yeah.
Because if you use it,
like,
you're going
hey,
to
that's
copyright
Kanye's
it.
beat.
Yeah. So I always thought that was crazy. But the reason I bring this up is because I saw this this picture of Kanye and like his daughter, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, and I saw someone that was like, dang, Kendrick is Drake so bad that Kanye started being a better dad to his his daughter.
Crazy. To North or what?
Yeah. And like, dude, apparently North is like makes music now.
Really?
Dude, I didn't know that. Yeah, no,
I
for
didn't
real.
know that either.
No.
The last that I knew of, she was like on Instagram Lives.
Dude, she does like TikToks. She does like reels.
Yeah.
And I remember.
Didn't she do like a collab with like Jojo Siwa?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
She directed her own music video.
Really?
Yeah. You know
See,
that
I didn't
one?
know about that.
It's because I'm not really that big of a Kanye fan, to be honest with you.
Neither am I.
I'm really not. But he is influential. I will say that. So
No,
people don't
I agree.
get mad. He is influential. But I don't know. I'm just not big of a Kanye fan.
Yeah, I never really I don't know, it never really caught on for me.
I remember he dropped Vultures a while ago. And that's the one with the... God, dude, what was that? You remember the TikTok Riz party?
Dude, everybody asks me about that. Like, literally every guy I know, any guy that I meet, like, and I get close with, they're like, do you know about the TikTokers party? And I'm like, every single time, no. And every single time they look at me and they're like, what? You don't know about it? I'm like, no, I don't.
Nah, there was a song off there. I forgot what the song's name, dude. Oh, I forgot it, whatever. But he dropped it in a project called Vultures. And he recently dropped Vultures 2. Right, with T.Y. Dollar Sign, and he had North on one of the songs.
Yeah,
and it was like, it's your bestie, Miss Westie.
Oh yes.
Yeah. But I thought that was very interesting. But I think that's it for today. Thank you, Beck, so much for joining us today.
Thank you for inviting me.
again, I will be here every Wednesday at 3 p.m. and you guys have a good rest of your day.